Throughout human history, we have built some incredible things, from the likes of the pyramids all the way to the Burj Khalifa. But could we build a Dyson Sphere? Wait, what exactly is a Dyson Sphere? No, it's not the little ball thing you have on those Dyson Hoovers, but rather a theoretical device that can harness the full power of a star. Think of it like loads of solar panels around the sun. The idea of a Dyson Sphere originally came from a 1937 sci-fi book, Star Maker by Olaf Stapleton. However, it was physicist and mathematician Freeman Dyson who really brought the idea to life in his 1960s paper, Search for Artificial Stellar Sources of Infrared Radiation, which is why we refer to Dyson Spheres as Dyson after him. Now, currently as I'm making this video, no real life Dyson Spheres have ever been accomplished. I know, right? Shocking. How we're aliens, get on it! But how far away are we from turning this sci-fi idea into reality? Well, we can currently capture energy from the sun using solar panels. So great, let's just chuck a few million solar panels round the sun and away we go. Unfortunately, as great as that sounds, currently our solar panels just aren't as efficient as we need them to be to really capture the full power of a star. Currently, most solar panels you'll see on people's houses and in businesses run at about 15 to 22% efficiently, and even the best high-end grade ones only run at about nearly 50% when in the absolute perfect conditions. So the first thing we really need to do is improve how efficient our solar panels are, as we are just losing far too much energy in the process. And what's worse is that solar panels will lose about 1% efficiency every year they're used, and with what we're planning to do, that will probably rise to even more. But there is some hope, as solar panels back in the 80s only ran at 6% efficiency and they now run at 22% efficiency. So in the future I reckon humanity will crack this to make them run even more efficiently. The next thing we need to work out is roughly how many solar panels we'd actually need to make this Dyson Sphere. For this I'm going to use the sun for measurement. Now, the sun has a surface area roughly of, give or take a few kilometers here and there, of around 6.1 trillion kilometers squared. And a typical solar panel is a little bit smaller with a surface area of around 2 meters squared. So doing the maths, carrying the 1 here, adding a few numbers here, we need around 12.2 quadrillion solar panels. It might be more, it might be slightly less, but the numbers are getting too big for my little brain to compute. Now, the mass of all the planets in our solar system is around 446 Earths, or 2.2 times 10 to the power of 27, which is around a similar mass as to what we need to build this many solar panels. That's if the solar panels were made of everything that the planets are made of, but obviously what we need is specific materials, and to get that we need more than there is in our solar system. So we're going to need a fair few more materials if we're ever going to build this Dyson Sphere, so it may take a good couple of hundred if not 1,000 years to gather such materials. To get more materials we're going to have to venture at least to the next nearest star, which is Proxima Centauri. Currently the fastest rocket humans have ever made is the Parker Solar Probe, which goes like lightning at 635,266 kilometers an hour. Dang, that is fast! But even this rocket at full speed, which it couldn't achieve across the full journey as it was heavily assisted by gravity on its way to the sun, but let's say it could achieve top speed the whole way there, would still take over 6,800 years for us to get there. Yeah, I ain't seeing no Dyson Spheres in my lifetime. So yeah, we need to achieve much faster travel if we're going to make this anywhere near viable. But let's say someone finally works out how to build a hyperdrive. Could we actually build a Dyson Sphere? Well, maybe, but it would take millions, if not billions of workers, whether they are robot or humans, to achieve this. So I'm not sure it's particularly viable, especially with the amount of workers we have here on Earth, whether that be humans or robots, and that's whether our robots can actually do the task that is required. Ooh, also we need to build this Dyson Sphere not around our own sun, but around another star, as we don't want the device's gravity to affect the planet's orbit, and also we don't want to freeze to death. So, to conclude, I think Dyson Spheres for humanity are a good few thousand years away. We need better solar panels, we need a lot more materials that we can easily attain, we need faster rockets, and we need more workers. But when do you think humanity will achieve a Dyson Sphere? Let me know all your thoughts on it in the comments.